Good morning, everyone. And today we'll make a small yet very important discussion on unseen comprehension. We are very aware of this part since childhood, so it's going to be a recollection of what we have done before, and there may be little bit of new things. New things mean certain tricks and rules that we need to discuss to get the highest out of this very part. Unseen comprehension is both for ICSE and for ISC. So we have to go through this particular one very carefully. First thing is that what is the meaning of comprehension? Here in our question paper, comprehension stands for the ability to read and write. But before reading and writing, one more thing is required. Reading is one bank, writing is another bank of a river. To connect both this bank, we need one bridge, and that's understanding. So reading, understanding and writing. This part does not only consist of some questions and word meanings. We have summary writing also, and often that creates a huge problem. We need severe practice to make valid assessment of that one. So here in this video we'll talk about all the positive, negatives, adds and odds regarding this very topic. Here we go. Comprehension for ICSE comes in question number 4, and what instruction provided that we have to look at. Read the following passage carefully. Answer the question that follows. There will not be only answering the question. Now first, when you read this one, we keep two readings for this one. One is first reading, then second reading. First reading, it should be a fast reading, FAST, and we'll have second reading, that will be a slow reading. There are specific rules, just like 60 words per minute or 110 words per minute. Fast reading is of 110 words per minute, while second reading is slow, that's 60 words per minute. That's too difficult to calculate such kind of mathematical inclusion in language. Instead, we'll only take the timing. For fast reading, we'll try to use 5 to 7 minutes, while for slow reading, we'll try to take 10 to 12 minutes maximum. Now, one of the readings to be done during the first 15 minutes when you receive your question paper. Instead of hovering around during that very period of time, you better pay attention in this very one. That's two glorious and the most important hours of your life. You have bold letters, which signifies later you will be asked to write the meaning of this very term. So better you read the sentence twice or thrice to get the meaning of it. But the man at the office had told him it was splendid city. Splendid cities, you have to think what could be the plausible, plausible. What is asked, not the exact meaning or synonym. What is asked, that is plausible meaning. Then, to your surprise, the questionnaire will ask you the meaning of 3 questions. Splendid, spotted, automatically. Problem is not there while writing the meaning. Problem is there, what should be written. First of all, as you can see, the question is asked in splendid. So you have to understand this is adjective, so your answer should also be adjective. Spotted, this is a verb written in past tense, so your answer will also be in past tense. Automatically, so you have to search a possible alternative for it. Now, as it is written, one word answer, that means synonym, and short phrase. So one word stands for synonym. while short phrase means meaning. To my mind, I think synonym would be better option than one meaning, because the meaning often leads to long speeches. More than that, what you should not do, you should not write two meaning. Think you are having two mind or two concept for a particular answer. You should not think about writing two answers. Write one. Then B, you will be asked to answer the following question in your own words. That will be of 9 marks. Now, in your own words. In your own words does not mean you will read that one and what assumption you will get out of that you will write that. Not at all. You will take most of the terms from that very passage. Okay, if the passage is in active voice, you will write in passive. If the passage is in negative, you write in affirmative. So that change you can bring in, but ultimately you have to take the terms and the points from the passage only. You cannot create those things by your own. That will totally spoil your paper. Try to understand in your own words. In your own word does not mean entire answer you will write what concept you have got. You have to take valid points and words from this very passage. Then you can convert or transform the standard of the sentence. Further, they will ask you 5 questions altogether, and that will be of 9 marks. One sentence will be sure, one question will be sure to come, that is, which sentence tells you something strange happened to them. If you look at the question papers of all years, this very question is there, common. Which sentence? This very term will be there. This term will be there. Which sentence? Keep it in mind, this is to be written within quote. So you have to use quote. Do not unquote that very statement, else you will simply missing those 2 marks, easy marks. Now ultimately, what creates problem most of the time is you have to write this one in not more than 50 words. Keep it in mind, 50 words consist of preposition, article, everything. So you have to make number 1 grid 5 into 10 using pencil. Using pen also there is no problem, but you should not use whitener. There is no specific rule of drawing margin because in ICSE papers you will already have margins drawn. But what you should not use, that you should keep in your mind, never use whitener. So grids you have to draw, and you should remember that articles, prepositions, even numbers are all considered as words. So you have to count all. So you have to count all. Even if you write Mr. Das, Mr. will be in one grid, one word, while Das will be another word. So be careful, and the best option here to write in simple sentence. One more point is that take points from passage. So be careful of all these issues while performing this unseen comprehension part. Why it is unseen? Since you have not seen this passage before, and you have to be very careful while going through all these topics. So this is the first part of unseen comprehension. Next day we will discuss several other things. Wish it will help you. Watch in full screen. Thank you everyone. So here is question number 4. Billy Weaver had travelled down from London, and by the time he arrived it was 9 o'clock in the night and the moon was coming up. Excuse me, he asked the porter, but is there a cheap hotel nearby? Try the Bell Hotel, the porter answered, pointing down the road. Billy thanked him, picked up his suitcase, and set out to walk the distance to the Bell Hotel. He had never been to Richmond Fort before, but the man at the office had told him it was a splendid city. Billy was 17 years old. He was wearing a new navy blue overcoat, a new brown hat, a new suit, and he was feeling fine. He walked briskly down the street. He was trying to do everything briskly there these days. The big sorts up at the head office were fantastically brisk at the time. They were amazing. The road was lonely and dark with a few scattered houses. Suddenly, in the downstairs window, Billy saw a printed notice propped up against the window glass. It said bread and breakfast. He moved a bit closer and peered through the window into the room, and the first thing he saw was a bright fire burning in the hearth. On the carpet in front of the fire, a little dog was curled up asleep with nose tucked into his belly. The room in half darkness was filled with pleasant furniture. There was a piano and a big sofa and several plump armchairs, and in one corner he spotted a large parrot in the cage. Animals were usually a good sign in a place like this, Billy told himself, and it looked to him as though it would be a pretty decent house to stay in. The queer thing happened to him. Then a queer thing happened to him. Queer means strange. He was in the act of stepping back and going away from the window when he felt a strange urge to ring the bell. He spread the bell. He heard it ringing, and then at once the door swung open, and a woman was standing there. The woman was standing there. She gave him a warm, welcoming smile. Please come in, she said pleasantly. Billy found himself automatically moving forward into the house. I saw the notice in the window, he said, holding himself back. Yes, I know. I was wondering about a room. It's all ready for you, my dear, she said. She had a round pink face and very gentle blue eyes. How much do you charge? $5 a night, including breakfast. It was fantastically cheap. He could easily afford it. So immediately after completing this one, we'll get 3 words, and we have to provide meaning for all this. This reading took only 3.5 minutes. For you, I would like to suggest you to have 2 readings. One before answering the question, and secondly, you see the question once, read all the question together, and read once more, so that you can get all the answer in your grip. That will make a difference of at least 3 to 4 marks, so be careful of that one. Splendid, spotted, automatically. Line numbers are also provided. So first one is splendid means great. Second one is spotted. That means noticed here. Now keep it in mind, don't give 2 meanings like this. Great, fabulous, you have written. So what will happen in that case? You will lose marks. Even one is correct, you will lose mark. So better what we should do? We should not write these things. Only one meaning. If it is wrong, no marks, no problem. But writing 2, one correct and one wrong, it's painful. Even writing right, you will lose the marks. So only word meaning. Now you see it is in splendid. Adjective, it should be adjective. Spotted, past form. Noticed, past form. Next we have automatically, and that is instinctively. Third one. Now here we have the questions. How did the porter assist Billy? So from the book we have to take. So it should be B1. So here you have got this one. This is the question, and in answer to this one we have this one. So we'll get marks pointing down the road. This will give us 2 marks. So this should be the answer, but it should be written in your own words. Don't forget to put the points in. These points like answered, pointing, the road, these things you cannot change. This one you convert into indirect, then the answer will be all fine. Next is question number B2. Why did Billy want to do everything briskly? And here you got the answer for this one. The big shots up at the hotel out of the head service were fascically bricks all the time. So this one is the answer. This one you have to write. So here you got the answer. The big shots up at the hotel office were fantastically bricks all the time. So we have got the second one also, B. Now we have the third one. Why did Billy think animals were a good sign in the place like this? So we have got it here. Corner he spotted a large parrot in the cage. It seems that the owner of the house is very friendly in nature or good-hearted person. So we get 2 options here. That is, we get the homely atmosphere and affection. So these 2 points are to be noted here. Now this is a different question. This one directly not mentioned here. Next one, which sentence tells you that something strange happened to Billy? This is the sentence. He was in act of stepping back and going away from the window when he felt a strange urge to ring the bell. This should be quoted. To write the answer, this should be quoted. This one B4 and this must be quoted. So this is very easy. Last one, how do the room cost? It's $5 including a breakfast. $5 a night as it is mentioned in your book, in your passage. But the last one, in not more than 50 words, give a brief account of what Willie saw as he looked through the window of the room. This is a very short summary. Be careful of taking the points here. So what did he see when he looked through the window? Okay, so the points to be noted. Which of the points must be there? Bright fire burning in the hearth. On the carpet of the front of the fire, a little dog was curled up and asleep. That second part is not dated. The room is in half darkness, filled with pleasant furniture. Next, piano you have to mention, big sofa and palm armchairs. These things you have to mention. Parrot cage should be there. So these are the points to be noted. So including these points, you have to make it in 50 words, 5 into 10 grids. Keep it in mind, provide a suitable title for your summary. Don't forget to do that. More than that, you try to write that summary and all the answers. If you find any doubt, kindly inform me. This is a must done. This homework should be done. Okay, this is not homework, a class work that you should follow and write in your copy. Copy 1 or copy 2, which one would you like? So here ends today's class for Unseen Comprehension. Thank you.